Paul, good week.
Good week. A mixed week, really, I suppose. Wonderful to be involved in an awards ceremony last Sunday night down in London. Great recognition for Owen Moxon to be selected in the team. Really nice for me and the staff to be selected in the manager of the year. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to win it, but it was just nice to be involved. And then on the way back, I get the news that retrospective action has been taken about JK and all of that rubbish. So I've had to deal with that, but then it's been a really good week of training, really good week of preparation, and we're all looking forward to what will be a fantastic occasion at home. Really big game for both teams. We all know what's at stake, and we're really looking forward to it now.
You've mentioned the JK thing. What are your thoughts on that situation?
My thoughts are my thoughts are still the same as it happened during the game. I thought it was careless from JK, maybe reckless, which is a yellow card offence. Not violent conduct, in my opinion. I thought the referee was in a fantastic position. At the time, I thought it. When I looked at the video, he's in even better positions. How he didn't see it, I don't really know. Anyway, that's by the by. I don't agree with the decision, and that's why we appealed against it. I would not have appealed if I thought that it was violent conduct. But the decision's been made by an independent panel. Two of them decided it was violent conduct. One of them said that it was accidental and minimal contact. So we appealed, we lost. We have to take it on the chin. I fully respect the decision of the panel, can't do anything about it, and we move on.
The upshot is that he's missing for 3 games.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's got a 3-game suspension, and that's something we've just got to deal with. And the thing that I say all the time, that's what your squad's for. That's what we're all about. We have players who are itching to be involved in this game. It's a brilliant game to be involved in and to look forward to. So we'll deal with that. JK's of no use to us for the next three games. Definitely 2 this season, and who knows, maybe another game this season. Maybe it might have to ride over till next season. We'll just have to wait and see.
The manner of the way that we did the work last Saturday, the lads have got to have confidence and a little bit of a bounce off the way that happened.
Yeah, we have, without a doubt. I thought it's a good goal. Good goal we scored. I thought we had some really good opportunities, particularly first half on those transitions. I thought we caused them some problems. Second half we had to defend for our lives. We had to put bodies on the line. We had to make blocks. Still had some opportunities, still had some control in the game. So there was loads and loads of good things. And at this stage of the season, it really is about grinding out results. It's about just finding a way to win. And the players certainly did that, and I'm absolutely delighted. It keeps us involved in whatever else is going up at the top of the table. And Saturday's the same. We make sure we do our job properly. It stops Salford being able to be involved in it, but it keeps us right in the mix.
You've shown the lads you're prepared to pick players to do a job, as you keep repeating. You've repeated that throughout the season. Has that kept an edge in training this week? Everybody knowing that they might be involved at the weekend?
Yeah, I said that to them. Once I found out on Monday and Tuesday morning when we were training, because I didn't find out probably till about, I think it's about 4:30, 5 o'clock on Monday. So on Tuesday, my first thing was, this is happening. We don't know whether or not JK will be suspended, but you all need to be ready now, because somebody will get an opportunity if we lose the appeal. And I think training's been really good this week. I'm going to repeat something I've said. They've trained really well all season. They've gone about it really, really properly. And now we're into this stage of the season where it's about ticking over, doing the preparation, making sure everybody looks after themselves and look after each other, and we take it into the game on Saturday.
I know you say you can pick systems, formations, whatever, it's about the players, but it must have given you food for thought over the last few weeks, the way you've been game changed, the way you've started games differently, and the lads have performed.
Yeah, they have, yeah, and I think they've shown that all season, because even, I don't know, what was it, up to the first 42 games, we played with the back three, and many games we had to change. Salford away, we changed to a 4, and turned the game around and got ourselves, after a tough first half. So the players are adaptable. They've shown that. They've got that. We showed last week we had a resilience and a bit of robustness to be able to defend for our lives. They've shown they can adapt when they've had to change, whether it be at the start of a game, whether it be in-game. They've shown that they've got that adaptability as well. And what we have to do is keep going again. We've got 2 more games where we can either still be competing to try and get automatic promotion, or we can make sure we get into the playoffs, and that's the challenge for us.
And the fact that it's a team right up there with us, again, that's another added dimension to this fixture.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a great game, and they're a good side, very good side away from home. They're a good team. I think it's probably fair to say they've just adapted their style of play a little bit since we played them the first time this season, where second half we really did run all over them. They've adapted it a little bit, and they still want to play, but they've got a definite style about them. They're prepared to go forward into Smith a little bit earlier than they were early in the season. So we know it's going to be tough. It's a game that we focus on us. We make sure that we go about our business properly. We know we are going to have tremendous support at home for this game, and we've got to make sure we use that to give us some momentum to go and try and take the game to Salford.
Their away form is decent. That's why they're up there. Our form's decent. That's why we're up there. The fact is, it's two good teams.
Well, the league table doesn't lie. I've said that all the time. At this stage of the season, the league table tells you how everybody's doing, and Salford are right up there because they deserve to be. I think they probably expect to be promoted with the outlay that they've had, with the backing that they're getting. They probably expect to be promotion candidates. We've got to make sure that we just do our job right. We've got to make sure we go about our business as we have done for the majority of this season, and if we do that, I'm quite sure it'll be a really good game of football, and I hope that we're able to get the result that we need to keep us fighting on two fronts, really, whether it be playoffs or whether it be automatic.
Our season has brought that expectation that we've talked about quite a bit as well. It seems to have been managed. The lads seems to be performing again.
Yeah, we are. I think we've had a little bit of a tricky patch, but probably that's to do with the opposition a little bit as well. I don't think we've played great, but the opposition has been tough games as well. The expectation is going through the roof. I accept that, because we've been up at the top for probably the majority of the season. We've been really consistent over, if you take it over each batch of 10 games, we've been quite consistent with our points total that we've taken. There's been, I think, one period where we let ourselves down a little bit. I think we got 15 points out of a 10-game batch. The challenge is, can we get enough points over what I've classed as the last 6 to be up there? Now we're into the last 2, and we need to get 2 wins, in my opinion, to have a fighting chance. But the first one is really important, that we do it properly against Salford. We deal with the expectation that is now coming because we're at the top of the table. Embrace it, not fear it, and just go out and give our best shot.
We can secure a playoff place this weekend. Is that foremost in the lads' minds as well?
Well, it's not really so much about securing a playoff place, it's just about winning the game, because it's not something I'm going to say to them. I don't believe it, because I think they're intelligent enough to know that if we win, we're in the playoffs. We're still targeting an automatic promotion place, and until that is mathematically not possible, we are going to keep doing it. That still starts by beating Salford. We have to do that. That's the starting point. If we don't beat Salford, forget about automatic, and make sure we then go and do it properly against Sutton. But I want to win this one. I want to win this because it's our last game at home. I'm thinking ahead. The players want to go around the pitch at the end of the game to go and thank the supporters. That's horrible when you're doing it on the back of a bad result. I don't want that to happen. I don't even know if I will do it, because for me, the season's still there. We've still got lots to play for. But the players want to do that. We have to make sure we get the right performance, get the right result to make sure that this season carries on.
And the players want to do it for the fans as well. There's over 8,000 home tickets sold already. It's going to be another bumper crowd.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. I know the Waterworks end's open again. I'm really looking forward to that. I thought that was brilliant against Tranmere. I want to see that again. I want to see that sort of atmosphere that we can get with 8, 9, 10,000, whatever can come through the gate. And the challenge for us is to make sure we're putting a performance that gets to the result, so that when it comes to the end of the game and the players want to go back out and thank the fans, that they all want to stay in. And that's the only thing we can do. Get the performance right, get the result right, and then the rest will take care of itself.
That second half against Tranmere, when all 4 sides of the ground were really noisy, it's been a while since we've seen anything like that. It does make a difference.
I think it does, yeah. It helps create the atmosphere, and the players went and performed. They started the game properly. We need a strong start again. We need to give all of the supporters a bit of a lift, give them something to hang on to, and that's up to us to go and do that.
Any of the lads who were on the fringes, the likes of Taylor, are they in the contention this weekend?
Yeah, without a doubt they are. We've lost JK from the group for the 3 games, so Taylor comes back into it. Jaden Harris is back into the thinking. Joel Senior comes back into it. So we have options, and obviously we've got all the guys who were on the bench last weekend at Barrow as well. So yes, we've got some players who are really ready to play, who want to play, and hopefully we pick the right team and they're ready to go.
Youth decisions were made this week as well. Paul Ty-Nugent has got the pro deal. That's great for him. Shame for the other boys, always is.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation. It's probably one of the toughest times as a coach when you've got to make this decision, when you've got to actually inform the lads about it. We've been in discussion for months about it as to what's the right thing to do. There's all sorts of reasons why you get taken on as from a scholar to a pro. You know, it's obviously about ability, but it's about your character, it's about your work ethic, it's about your level of professionalism, how you go about things, and you have to take all of that into consideration when you're going to give players a contract, a pro contract. It was felt for all sorts of different reasons that Kai was the one who deserved that, so he will get a contract. We will support the players. We have a player support officer with Scott Taylor who does the welfare, and we have Matthew Scandal who's with the academy, and it's their job now to help these lads transition from being a full-time footballer into whatever they want to do next. I always think 2 years as a scholar is about us seeing them and them seeing what it takes to be a professional footballer. And some players handle it better than others, some players don't handle it at all, and Kai has now had 2 years to see what it's like to be a professional. Now the challenge for him as the professional is to show that he deserves to stay in. For me, I don't think you get judged on whether you get your first contract. That's the first one, but the real judgment is, can you earn another one? Can you stay involved in it for a bit longer? And that's the challenge that will be thrown down to Kai and any other young players who will retain at the end of the season, who are young pros at the moment. The challenge is to show that every single year you deserve to stay, whether that's because of character, personality, work ethic, ability, or a collection of those. That's what they have to do. And with the lads who are leaving, we wish them all the best. They've been brilliant for the club in the time that they've been. Some of these lads have been here since 8 and 9 year olds, so it's a big wrench for them to leave. But I wish them all the best, and I hope, I actually really do hope that they come and prove us wrong.
Have we seen the benefit of men's football for Kai with the loan that he's had with the Reds and the way he's picked up Man of the Match awards? He's got a couple of goals, he's performed. Has that helped you with your decision and Virtue with his decision?
Certainly has, yeah, it definitely is a partner, because that's what you have to see how they're doing. You've got to be able to see that they're able to go and hold their own, and to show that they've got the character for that. And Kai has certainly done that at Workington, and you know, he's been involved in games that's got them through to this. I think it's now the second playoff game where they play Runcorn this weekend. And I know he's enjoyed it. He's rose to the challenge of senior football, and then hopefully we'll see him back in the summer and for pre-season, and then he's got to be pushing everybody else to be involved.
We see so many League Two clubs, some at League One as well, have this difficulty of the transition from under 18 to actually you've got a first team pro contract. Now that's a huge step. How do we bridge that gap easier going forward for these boys? Because it's not easy. Sometimes you have to make the decision thinking you're too far away.
Yeah, it's tough. It really isn't easy, because we're having to make a decision on an 18-year-old guy to say, yes, you're going to be a first team player, when there's lots and lots of development still to come. So it's very tough to say. It's a tough decision. I heard something on Breakfast News this week. Trent Alexander-Arnold has set up some foundation to try and help, and it is a massive part, because if you think about, you know, I know from my experience working with lads at England who have been through Cat 1 academies, they have no life except the football club. They don't see anybody. I remember talking to a 15-year-old. He had no friends because he was homeschooled. He had nobody who went to play out on the street corner, out on the park with. He went to football training with his club. He came home, he got homeschooled. When that transition comes that somebody says, I'm really sorry, but you're not good enough, he's got no life. So we've got to make it better. We have to do something, and I've got massive respect for Trent for doing what he's doing with this foundation to help players. And as I say, we will help. We've got people in the club who are employed to make this transition better for the lads, to give them opportunities to try and get them secure in something, whether that be back in football, whether it get them a trade, and just try and guide them and give them the psychological and mental support that they need as well to make sure that they come through it okay.
I'm just going to finish with something that we've again repeated so many times, but it's great at this stage of the season to be able to say, isn't it great to be involved at this end of the table at this key stage?
Oh, it's massive, absolutely massive. You know, now what I will say about these YTS boys as well, over the last couple of months, there's a bunch of them who've been to all of our games. They travel to the games. I remember last week when we were applauding the fans at the end of the game, one of them was stood up on one of the pillars holding onto a metal bar, singing Carlisle songs. They love this football club, and that's when it comes even harder. But yeah, to be involved at this end of the table at this stage is absolutely brilliant, and we know it's in our hands. We have the opportunity. If we do it right, it doesn't matter what else goes on. And that's what we've got to do. I'd much rather be involved in this end. I didn't expect to be. I'm really enjoying it, and I know for a fact the supporters are enjoying it. I've been inundated with letters from people saying how well this group have done, how well the players have done. We've just got to keep going. Let's make it a really, really good end to the season.
Paul, thank you.